Yeah.
So how do I find a solution for that? I would much rather show the person, hey, look what I found, and have my cup overflow into theirs than having to constantly fill theirs up.
You're listening to the AV-IT Amplifier. Each week, we'll feature voices and ideas that need to be amplified in the higher education and pro-AV IT communities. This show is brought to you by higheredav.com. And now here's your host, Ryan Gray.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for clicking on the button that says AV-IT Amplifier Podcast. As always, my name is Ryan Gray. I am your host, and if it is Wednesday, you know your feed has been refreshed with new content, and this Wednesday is no exception. We are back for our traditional second week with last week's guest, Mr. Thomas Eastlack. So first, Thomas, thank you for the time that you've already spent with us. Sure. If you are just tuning in and you did not hear last week's episode, you've got to go back and listen to it because there's some things in there that are fantastic. But would you remind the audience, everybody, please, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, I'm Thomas Eastlack, and I have recently taken on the fantastic role of lead analyst for HRIT, which is very exciting.
At?
Yavapai College.
In? Beautiful
Prescott,
northern Arizona.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Sir. Mile High City, man.
And I will note it's a fun time when I get to do these in person instead of remote and do it with somebody from YC, which is, my stomping ground. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll tell we're a little shotgun today with this beautiful whiteboard background that we've got going on today. Thank you for coming back for week 2.
Yeah.
You ready? You ready for some of these questions?
Hit me with it.
What I'm saying? I will, I'll try and take it easy on you.
Hit me with it, brother.
Okay, so here's a question.
Yeah.
And we've talked a little bit about this and other things, which is, do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I'd probably have to say an extrovert. I mean, I have had my introvert tendencies, but I do seem to get fueled by kind of being around people and stuff like that. So probably I'd lean more to the extrovert.
I gotta tell you, someone who says, I drive so much out of the gratitude and the feedback I get from helping others. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's an extrovert. You know what I'm saying? Not that introverts don't also get that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, if anybody listens. So, all right, I'll give you my extrovert challenge, which is there's a back and forth with being an introvert extrovert, because sometimes the introvert's going, man, how nice it would be to be an extrovert where I can go to parties and have fun and I wouldn't feel stressed out. But extroverts, we're kind of dependent on other people to recharge our batteries and keep going.
Yeah.
Do you ever find it just really tiring to be an extrovert?
Tiring, and it's exhausting in the best way if I have a good time. But you're absolutely right. It's actually tiring when I'm like all alone.
Yeah.
Sitting in my living room with nobody to interact with. I can tell my mental state starts to shift a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of shows me how important it is for me to be around other people, I guess.
Yeah. And what do you do if you're starting to get that like itch or that whatever?
I got to get out of the house.
Yeah.
I mean, even just going into Walmart or something, and I'm not too afraid to go up to somebody and have a little niceties or crack a little joke or something like that. And usually seems to go pretty well.
Yeah.
But that kind of stuff will kind of get my mind out of it. I need to get up and get out and just at least get out of the house, go to the gym, go do something, because it gets to a place that's uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think there's times, and again, I'm this, obviously you can tell this question's more about me than you now, where when there's so much going on, you know what I'm saying, when things are busy and everything we're working on, for the most part, is awesome, but eventually you're just like, oh my God, I don't think I can take any more than, what's going on. So I love that. What's something that you've recently changed your mind about?
Oh, let's see. Recently changed my mind about. Well, in my current role, I was trying to lean more on others to make my decisions for me in stressful situations. Mm-hmm. When deep down, I knew I need to pull the trigger on something and go with, like, in the back of my mind, it knows what it wants to do.
Yeah.
But my fear wasn't letting that, me to make that choice. So with support of others, I've been able to make that, choice to, if I'm confident in the decision. I need to move forward with it. There will be consequences, good or bad, but I need to have more faith in myself and my choices.
Yeah.
That has been a recent development that I've kind of been nursing, and I think it feels right.
Nice.
So
yeah, no, there is definitely a thing I kind of know the answer, but I'm used to needing external reassurance on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move with my default. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. People struggle with making that kind of move. You know
and
what I'm
I
saying?
can see why.
Yeah.
It can be stressful.
Yeah.
But just got to have the confidence to move forward with it.
That's a great answer for that one. All right. I love this question. So if your life was a movie, what would the audience be yelling at the screen for you to hear right now?
It would be probably like, what are you doing? You know that you can do this, or you know what's got to be done.
Yeah.
Like,
kind of
why? What? Yeah. What are you waiting for? Like, get in there and be the you know you are, man. That's probably because we've seen you before. What are you doing this now? So that's probably what.
That's a great answer. So that you identify for yourself. Can you? So then, you're working on yelling that at yourself now. If you know what, that the invisible audience would tell you that. Can you tell yourself?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
I like that. Put things in perspective a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. I like that's a back into the invisible audience question that helps people, like, especially in that where there's something that somebody's struggling with, but they know enough to know. They kind of know, but you're looking for that external reassurance.
Yeah.
You can get it by imagining that audience looking at you rather than the other. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a great question. I like that.
There you go.
Man.
So use that, my man.
I will. I will.
Okay. Let me give you a serious one.
Okay.
Do you believe people are generally good with a proclivity for evil, or generally evil with a proclivity for good?
I truly believe that there is good in this world. And I have felt this, and I feel it in me. And I too believe that people are good that are met with bad decisions. I've made bad decisions. I know what that's like. And if a little tangent here, I believe in it so much that I want to show other people how much that I believe there's good in this world, and then we can make a change. The best way to get people to see something or believe something is seeing it. And the best way to get them to see it is by practicing it. So if I am the good that I want the world to be, and other people see that too, perhaps they'll be inspired to do the same thing. And it becomes like this ripple effect.
That's all. So you stole my my follow-up on that. People say one or the other, and I say, so what does that, how do you move through the world with that assumption? Boom, you just dropped it on there.
And man, does it work. It works.
Okay, so then do you find that, because you're articulating that like be the change you want to see, right? And that's but put out into the world, and that's a common thing that's come up on this. Sometimes they talk about the vibe, right? The vibe I put out is the vibe I'm going to get back.
Sure.
Or by demonstrating that good, I'll see it come back and show people that it exists.
Yeah.
Does it ever burn you to, you know what I'm saying? Can it be taken advantage of? Do you ever feel like you have to protect yourself in that?
Absolutely. And fortunately, in my experience, it doesn't happen enough to really like make me change my state of mind. And I am fully prepared. And it kind of saddens me a little bit. There's a little metaphor that I'll try to go through real quick. I don't know if I made it up. I probably heard it somewhere. But if you imagine this fountain, right, and it's pouring out with life. And when I first discovered this fountain, and this is kind of what happened to me in my life, I found this fountain of good, like, oh man, this is so good. This changed everything for me. I want other people to experience this too. And I take this, run over this person who's slumped down on a sidewalk or something, you know, has no motivation for life or something. I bring this cup and I bring it over to them and they drink it, and that's great. And then they're grateful. They're happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. And then I keep doing it. And then I keep bringing this cup to other people. And eventually it wears me down.
Yeah.
And then the people that have been over here on the sidewalk slumped over, they have not gotten up to get their own cup. And now I'm sitting right next to them.
Yeah.
So how do I find a solution for that? I would much rather show the person, hey, look what I found, and have my cup overflow into theirs than having to constantly fill theirs up.
Yeah.
So with that same kind of mindset, I know that there's going to be people out there that are not going to want to get up and go get their own cup of life. And it saddens me, but they need to be able to make the choice to do that. But I will show them that there is good in this world by at least practicing and showing them the way. It can be better. And like I said, it doesn't happen that often that people are just like, whatever. And it only just makes me, I don't get angry about it if they get upset with me. It just kind of makes me feel bad for them because that's what they're kind of going through.
Yeah.
I wish something different for them, but I can't change it unless they want to change it.
Yeah.
But the more positive that I get from believing this way, the negative far outweighs.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
And maybe later on in life, they'll be like, you know what? Maybe that guy had a point.
Yeah.
And it's not about, I'm not trying to give good so that I get all the money in the world back, even though good things do come. I do it because I have just genuine consideration that makes me feel good, that these people feel good.
I love that metaphor. That's good. There's in the world of self-care and talking about right now, the one thing that sometimes people have to remind each other of is, on the airplane, they always tell you if the masks drop, put your own mask on first and then help the other people around you. Because if you pass out, you're no good to anybody else. And there's kind of that same thing there, which is...
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
It doesn't do you any good to lose yourself in the service of others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Losing yourself in almost exactly to what Jack told you, what you said at the end of the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Which is don't lose yourself in this change.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That
True.
it doesn't do the world any good for you to give to a level you lose yourself. Because now the people you were giving to, they're not going to get any more anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to articulate it in a way that, because there's people that struggle with that feel like there's something selfish about it. You know what I'm saying? Where I like the way you talk about it. Your goal is to make sure your cup overflows to other people, but not to empty your cup to fill someone else's.
Yeah.
Because then they're at the end of the road.
Yep. And then we're both there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool.
God, I'm going to steal that one. That was great. That was real good. I love it. Okay. What's the best sandwich?
Oh, shoot. Well, I'll tell you the best. Well, I'll tell you what. The sandwiches that I've been eating lately, I always get on the road trip when we go out to family, events or something.
Yeah.
And I always stop at a Subway and I always get the same thing.
Okay.
And it's the BMT, so it's an Italian kind of sub with ham, and then with the lettuce, tomato, onion, green pepper, jalapeno, pepperoncinis, and here's the special sauce. Mayonnaise, and then they have the sweet onion teriyaki sauce. Just one line across it. No more than that. Just one line. I always tell them.
Just a touch.
I always, the exact words, tell them, and I give them the motion. One line.
Just
and
one line.
They look at me and they go,
what?
salt and pepper, oil and vinegar, wrap that bad boy up and give it to me.
Okay.
So I like vinegary, spicy kind of stuff like that. Give me a little crunch with that too.
Yeah. You get a little spice, add a little hot jalapeno,
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I'm saying, on there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Nice.
sir.
And Subway, really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's all the sandwiches I've been eating lately. Those are those. And there's kind of like an association with it because I'm traveling with, my girlfriend and we're going to go do something with their family. So it's kind of an experience, which makes it special.
That's awesome. Well, and the cool part is, you can replicate it in a lot of places. That's the key, right?
Yeah.
But I'd like, so food attached to experience in that way. Like you said, you have an immediate, one of the reasons I like it is because it means this is what's happening, and I like that part of life. So
Good point. Yeah,
I like that part about it. That's cool. Okay, who is someone you are jealous of?
Oh, jealous of? I don't know about jealous. Maybe envious in a way, but I don't. It's not material things that attract me of what people got. Yeah. That's obtainable. It's who they are is what makes me want what they have. And a great thing that kind of helps obtain that is going through mentorship. So that being said, people like yourself have a lot of traits and behaviors.
No, you're not allowed to say
that.
All right, you're not allowed to. Then that's cheating. You're not allowed to say me.
All right. Well, there are other leaders that I see around me that seem to handle their their roles with such grace is what I want. Like the CIO is like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my grandfather was an incredible person. I mean, he was a deacon of a church that he helped build. His wife didn't have to work a day in her life. He raised kids, and he got his college degree at the same age that about I did. He was a redheaded guy too, and he was always cool, calm, collected, and always willing to give to his family. And he loved doing it, and I want that for myself as well.
Okay.
So jealous, no, but there are people like that have things that I want, and I will do my best to surround myself with them to hopefully rub off on me.
Figure that out. Yeah. So which are articulating, like you mentioned, like either do what they do with grace or have, I mean, you referenced, kind of confidence before, but sort of this like that air of they occupy their space with peace rather than with chaos or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be a way to put it. When they're faced with tough decisions or things that aren't going well and there's fires to put out or something, they handle it cool, calm, and collected. You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know if it's true, and I don't think it is. It seems like they know the answer. That's what I want. I want to be able to have confidence in my steps that I take, and feel like I know the answer.
Okay, so
or at least fake it to make people think.
As you've surrounded yourself and watched these people, what have you picked up so far? What do you think the keys are?
As I get to know them, I realize I thought they knew all the answers. I get to realize that they don't know all the answers, and they're okay. They're okay with that, and I think that's a big thing that I am just, as we talk about it now, it's like a light bulb's going off. So I'm kind of trying to work my way into it. So that's definitely a big part of what I want to be able to assimilate as well. So, and they've got experience, but that just comes in time. And they've got the resources, and so do I. So I'm coming to realize that maybe I'm not so different.
Yeah. There you go. I like that. But no, I think you're right. There is something with time and experience, right? When you're doing something for the 18th time versus the first time, or you've been through crisis or challenge or pain, you know what I'm saying? Then things don't feel as severe. So it's easier for people to look like they know the answer, maybe when they don't know any better than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So
it doesn't seem like they're trying to fake it either, trying to act like they know the answer, but they're just okay with where they're at and the situations whatever they're dealing with. So that's a big, it makes it seem on the outside that they know exactly what they're doing, but they're just okay with how things are, and they believe they'll find a way.
Yeah, and I'll add two things to that. I appreciate it. This is a little, I think I have come a long way in that front in let's say the last 5 years or so, 5 or 7 years, really making that, I guess, Rick, that's almost exactly from when I turned 40. So maybe that's the answer. I don't know. But two things to it was not creating an imperative that doesn't exist. And sometimes there are the reason people, get into when something's going on, there's a problem, is they will have built an imperative or a needs to happen or has to happen that doesn't actually exist because it can bring clarity if there's too many options. And so being okay with ambiguity is part of that, right? Which is sometimes that calm can come from, do I really need to act or not? Do I really need to be worried about that or not? And then letting that lead you to okay, what is the true reality of what's happening versus does that make any sense?
It does make sense. And I'm kind of putting myself, as you explaining this, I'm putting myself in this mindset of situation, the things that I'm dealing with now. Yeah. And it's actually very helpful because as I kind of dig through some of the things I've gone through and things I'm going through, I could see how having that mindset would bring a lot of ease. Right. And a lot more, options and opportunity, and kind of seeing myself in the moment as opposed to trying to, like you said, force something that doesn't need to be. I really like that. Yeah. And I'm going to focus more on that and what I got going on.
Just think about that. And you know what I'm saying? That one of the things that's helped to bring me peace is what do I do I really need to do X or Y, or have I created a requirement that's not actually there? You know what I'm saying? And can I sit in something that's uncomfortable or ambiguous, for, what I'm saying, over an amount of time, rather than require an action to try and bring clarity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
good.
more me than anybody else, but it's been part of it, if that makes sense. So,
and it seems to be working for you. So
well, I can fake it pretty well too. You know what I'm saying? But,
I might adopt something like that too. Maybe I'll fake it as well. But yeah.
The other thing is, pay attention to how other people around are screwing up and didn't lose their jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it can't be that bad, right? Don't do that. Okay. This is it's a scary question to ask you, because the answer is going to be so many things. But what is something that you'd like to share? What's something you're currently learning about that's got you interested?
I'm currently learning about. So we've got the ITSM, and it kind of plays in two ways, both literal and metaphorical. But I'm learning on how that thing to leverage the tool that we've got to do things, and kind of look into see what it's capable of, and how either processes or convoluted can be brought down to automation in this thing, and being able to know how this thing works to be able to leverage it. And then also, like I said, in a metaphorical way, I'm learning to be able to identify the problems and stuff that we may be facing, and actually being able to put the solution together in my head. And with confidence, I truly believe that that this, what I think is going to work, will work.
Yeah.
And so, and actually, bringing that into fruition. So the ITSM has been fun to learn more than I've ever known. And as I identify ways to work things out, having the confidence in actually pursuing these solutions without having to have somebody tell me to do it, and just do it.
Nice. I like that. But that's a theme. Obviously, you can see where you're developing that out, that kind of confidence in movement and action and whatever. It's a growth place.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to share, because it's something that I think a lot of people can be uncomfortable about as they move up in their career.
It's not comfortable.
But thank you for sharing about it. That's what I'm saying. It's, excuse me, it's helpful for listeners to hear, oh yeah, that thing, I'm not the only one thinking that way. Because that sort of, it's not exactly sort of imposter syndrome, but it exists in that same realm of, I shouldn't actually have this job. I shouldn't actually be making this decision. I shouldn't actually be whatever, even though people are telling you are. You know what I'm saying? It's something that, the more people hear examples, the easier it is to see themselves in a different way. So I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
All right, you got to be too young to know Inside the Actor Studio, but
I remember bits of seeing how they would sit on the two chairs and kind of talk to each other.
And it was great because the host is a very astute person and talked to them. But one of the questions, so there's two questions he asked that I love, which is first, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear St. Peter say when you get to the pearly gates?
Okay. Kind of ties back into other things. And St. Peter would probably say to me, he would say, I see how much you care and the good you want to show these people, and you've earned your place here.
Okay. And that's an interesting question. You've earned your place here.
Yeah.
Does everybody have to earn a place there? Or
no, it gets more of if it's a grace thing, so maybe earn is the wrong word.
No, your answer is not wrong, right? Okay. Because it tells me you think about it that way. Because I think there is a part of that, right? Which is a foreknowledge of grace that you can ignore is not the purpose of that, right? But to say That's almost. Let me ask you this question: Is it more what you're saying? Like, we've seen how you have taken care of other people. We're proud to have you here.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Like that.
Now, and it's not for an ego reason, but almost because I'm not doing this in a sense that I'm trying to do it because I have to do it, and be against my own will.
Yeah.
But how cool would it be to show up and then they would drop that bomb on you and be like, you earned this.
You friggin' nailed it.
Yeah. What? I did? Like,
nice.
wow.
All right.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Okay. Same last 3 questions for everybody.
Okay.
Ready? Third to last question. What is a question you wish people would ask you, but nobody ever does?
You know, no, people ask me that, but I was going to say, like, how can I help you with that? But I do get that question sometimes, but it doesn't. Question that people, how you feeling, maybe, but like not just in small talk, but actually considerate, like, how you doing? How you feeling right now? How is everything in your world right now? How's everything in your head and everything like that? That question doesn't really get on that level asked to me.
Why don't people? Because that's a very common response, which is something along the lines of, how are you, but actually mean it.
Yeah.
Not just it be. So why do you think people are resistant to asking that question?
Well, maybe it's because it can be an emotionally draining. You got to be emotionally prepared for whatever they're going to say to you.
Yeah.
And I know for me, I probably should ask it more, but when I do ask these questions, I do it from the place where whatever they're going to come at me with, I'm hoping to reinforce with them that, whatever they're going through is going to be okay. And I hear you. And just that alone can be very powerful. But people, that can be emotionally draining for people. They have to take on other people's problems and activities or whatever it may be. And then they have to weigh that, carry that with them. Maybe people don't want to, commit to something like that.
Yeah, because when you really are asking, you have to say, I'm really asking.
Yeah.
Which is communicating like, I can take whatever's coming.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
And to signal to the other person, it's okay to drop the social contract of, we all say everything's okay all the time, so we don't burden each other.
I know that there is such a benefit to be actually talk about these things.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard it or made it up, but talk therapy is very therapeutic. And if you can talk it and get it out of you, it is very beneficial for if you can get it off your chest. Because then, like I said, now you're not the only one carrying it.
Yeah.
So I know how powerful that can be. So if I can see other people how it can benefit them as well, I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll be ready next time when I ask and make sure I'm ready for, whatever's coming on that one.
All right.
Second to last question, which is, if people have listened and they want to get connected with you or learn more from you, how would they find you?
Well, I do have LinkedIn that you can reach me on. You can reach me here at Yavapai College. I don't know if I can.
Sure.
If you want to reach me on Zoom, you can find me there. I give my work number.
Sure.
Okay, so if you want to call me up and you have any questions or just want to chit chat or whatever, you can call me at 928-776-2101. And if I don't answer, do leave a voicemail and I will get back to you.
So I think there should be, I swear there should be a prize for the first person out there that calls you and say, I heard you on the AVIT Amplifier.
That's cool.
If it happens,
you
tell me the name of that person.
All right.
And we will take care of that human.
All right.
What I'm saying?
Deal.
We will get something in the mail to that person. The first person to call Thomas Eastlack.
Cool.
I love it. Okay. Yeah. Last question for everybody. So, The old school newscasters used to, sign off their broadcasts with a saying like "good night" and "good luck," or some other, things. So, what is Thomas Eastlack's drop the mic sign off phrase?
How about if you think nobody cares, you're wrong. They do.
Thank you for listening to the AV-IT Amplifier. Tune in next week for more with today's guest. It'll be great or your money back. Your host has been Ryan Gray. He's on the tweeters at Ryan_A_Gray, or find him on LinkedIn to connect. Please subscribe and give the show a rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. This show is brought to you by higheredav.com. The views expressed here are not necessarily those of our respective institutions, employers, or sponsors. Everyone hang in there, go easy, and we'll be back next week.